Yo, what is good, everyone? I hope y'all are having a beautiful day. Today, I will be reacting to the eras of Hatsune Miku explained by Corbro, so y'all go make sure to show him some love. Now on to the reaction. But yeah, let's get this video on the roll. We'll stream on the roll, or whatever. But yeah.
July 2nd, 2011. Nokia Theater, Los Angeles.
Honestly, I kind of forgot Nokia existed as a brand.
Mikunopolis would change the world forever.
Yeah, that sounded cringe as fuck, but Miku.
How does this happen? How does a virtual idol from Japan go from a niche on the internet to a global pop icon?
Simple. She's peak. Literally, my whole fucking room is covered in her. Like, literally, right behind my computer, I have my first ever Miku poster. And behind me, in real life, I have another Miku poster and a Miku flag. But yeah.
Beloved by fans from all over the world.
Very much.
In this video, I'll be covering the history, cultural impact, and music of Hatsune Miku. And along the way, I'll compile a list of her most iconic songs that in the end should give you an overview of how the scenes evolved throughout the years. This is the entire history of Hatsune Miku.
I can already tell y'all this video is gonna be peak.
Our story starts in 2000 before Miku, Japan. You see, using computers to produce music had become common practice by this point, and Yamaha had created digital instruments.
Brother, Yamaha literally makes everything. They make musical instruments, motorcycles. I'm not joking, they actually make motorcycles. It's really cool. I want one. And they also made our queen, Hatsune Miku.
Of all kinds, except one, the human voice. The Vocaloid project was born, a music production software that allows the user to input lyrics and a melody to make a character sing like an instrument. These characters, or voice banks as they're officially called, are created using the voices of real people. And in November of 2004, Yamaha, alongside Krypton Future Media, released the first Japanese vocal library, Meiko. It took
very peak right there.
2 years for them to release her male counterpart, Kaito. But their initial sales were low. Vocaloid was still new technology, and honestly, it was kind of hard to use. However, this year did see the launch of Nico Nico Doga, which quickly became Japan's #1 video sharing website. It wasn't—
oh yeah, SAS definitely, they be making everything.
Until 2007, August 31, that Hatsune Miku was released, alongside 01_Ballade, a short song that was included with the software, meant to be a tech demo. At the time, its composer, Eiji Hirasawa, didn't think much of it, but unknowingly, he'd made history.
That he did. He made peak history right there.
Because it didn't take long for Hatsune Miku to become an overnight sensation. You see, Miku was the first voice bank made—
also, real quick, I gotta make this very clear. That her hair is blue, not green. Well, teal, cyan, whatever.
Using the Vocaloid 2.0 engine, and she was developed entirely by Krypton. Rather than targeting their product towards professional musicians like Yamaha, Krypton set their sights on amateur producers who uploaded their songs on the internet. And their strategy worked. Her cute anime vocals alongside her iconic design by Illustrator K supported her initial sales. And on September 19th of 2007, just a few weeks after release, Miku Miku ni Shite Ageru by an anonymous producer named—
you can tell me to pronounce that and I will fail every time.
And Ika would blow up on Nico Nico. While just 2 weeks ago, Even Polka, a Swedish folk song covered by Miku, had become a global meme, making the diva associated with the vegetable leeks, a core aspect of her character to this day. Miku sold 3,000 copies within her first week of release, the same amount Meiko had sold in her first year, blowing every expectation out of the water. However, you might have noticed a trend among the kinds of songs that were getting popular during this time. They were pretty silly songs. Despite Miku's initial success, she was still seen by the majority of the world as a novelty or gimmick, a fun little toy for making silly little songs. That would all change when Ryo entered the scene in December of 2007 with the song Melt.
Peak song right here. Now this may sound weird to you non-weirdos, but I deadass use this song every time I play Rocket League and get a goal. Like, I worked so hard. Like, when Miku came to 4-9 Rocket League, I literally sweated so hard. I have the leak wheels, but I even worked harder to get this song.
Melt is still considered by many to be the most important Miku song of
It is.
all time, and for good reason. The success of Melt opened the world up to the idea that Vocaloid could be a serious tool for musicians, inspiring an entire generation of future Vocaloid producers. A path had been set for Hatsune Miku. The early days of Vocaloid music were characterized by new producers, most of which had zero professional background in music, exploring what Miku and Vocaloid was. Hatsune Miku was just a voice model. Besides what was on the cover, there were no guidelines or past examples to draw inspiration from. They were shooting from the hip. Some trailblazers during this time were the Oster Project and KZ, with their breakout songs Vocaloid in Love and Packaged. These songs, along with Miku Miku ni Shite Ageru, were released within the first month of Miku's existence and set the early model for her personification. What they landed on was simple. Her name was Hatsune Miku. She loved singing and she loved you.
She totally loves all of us, except you. You know who you are. She doesn't love you.
Thus, a superstar was born.
Sass, she doesn't... That's who I was talking to. She doesn't love you, Sass!
Other breakout songs during this era include Electric Angel by Yasuo and Hajimete no
No, she does not love you, Sass. Quit lying to yourself. We'll be okay.
Oto by Malo. New producers made names for themselves, and Hatsune Miku was taking over the internet. And then one day, it all disappeared.
What do you mean?
You see, Miku had gotten so popular that
I remember
major
this.
search engines like Google and Yahoo flagged the word Miku as spam.
L Yahoo, L Google. Google, please don't ban my YouTube channel, please. I'm desperate.
Effectively deleting her from the internet. The issue was quickly resolved, but the incident became a major event in Vocaloid history when Cosmo immortalized it in one of the most iconic Miku songs of all time, the disappearance of Hatsune Miku.
Peak song right here. Eminem has nothing on Hatsune Miku.
Launching his career as a producer.
I'm so getting copyright striked when I posted this on YouTube.
In the real world though, Vocaloid's growing popularity only carried over into 2008. Two brand new voice banks, Kagamine Rin and Len, were released by Krypton at the end of
Oh yeah, most definitely, Sass. Okay, I got your word eventually.
2007, and became instant hits when Torabuta P made Kokoro, a song about the story of an immortal android girl and her creator. Kokoro wasn't the only song with a heavy narrative focus. Mothi's Daughter of Evil series, which would later become the Evilius Chronicles, were a series of songs with interconnected stories that became hits during this era, also starring the new Vocaloids. Ryo continued to release banger after banger with Love is War, Black Rock Shooter, and of course, World is Mine.
Brother, this World is Mine has done irreparable damage to the internet and to me. Like, one of my favorite anime movies of recently, Cosmic Princess Kaguya, they did a cover of this and its peak, and the maker of this song is actually the one who made the new version with Yachio, Iraha, and Kaguya. How is it I forgot Kaguya's name?
Miku's most popular songs to this day. Rin and Len were quickly gaining popularity too, with solo bangers like Meltdown by Iroha and Butterfly on Your Right Shoulder by Nori P. while Kaito made a comeback from his initial lack of popularity with Cantarella, a duet with Miku by Kurousa P. Meanwhile, Lamas P kept the Vocaloid meme culture alive during this era with viral songs such as Popipo and Triple Baka. The latter featured Kasune Teto, a fake Vocaloid
Okay, she may be fake, but she's not fake in my heart, okay?
initially created by fans as an April Fool's joke, who was later turned into a real voice bank using the free software Utau, basically the free alternative
I have that downloaded, and I'm still trying to figure out how to make a Teto song. It's very hard, especially when you don't know music at all.
to Vocaloid if you couldn't afford it, which
She's all of our heroes, Sass. And I paused on a weird scene.
by technicality makes Teto an Utaloid, not a Vocaloid. But I've always found the distinction to be silly, so she's gonna be included under the Vocaloid umbrella moving forward. Yay! Some other notable Miku songs during this era were Saihate, Clover Club by Yu, and of course, Romeo and Cinderella by Toriko. Vocaloid was thriving by the end of 2008. Miku had sold 40,000 units within her first year, while the Kagamine sold 20,000. At the start of 2009, Megurin Luca was released and had breakout songs like Double Lariat by Aguaniki P, Luca Luca Night Fever by the late Sam Free, and Just Be Friends by Dixie Flatline. The Krypton 6 were complete. As the end of the decade neared, Vocaloid really felt like it was coming into its own. The community was leveling up in both music and video quality, but its popularity had only just begun. Vocaloid was about to enter its golden age. But before that, a brief interlude. This video has no sponsors, and because of music, it will almost...
Okay, if y'all are wondering, like, who I am, like, in the background of my Roblox gameplay and some of my shorts, all my shorts that have Roblox in the background, I am 100% using my Miku avatar. Like, I have a Ray avatar, but I'd rather use Miku.
will certainly be demonetized, meaning the roughly 2 months of work that went into this video will make $0. So if you want to support what I do and see more high quality long form content like this one, you can directly support me on my Patreon. I'll be setting up a Discord server for patrons soon, as well as some exclusive channel updates and progress reports on videos I'm working on. It's only $1 a month, and the money would go directly towards enabling me to make these videos long-term and full-time. Link in the description. Back to the video. The early
What do you mean that's clipped? What did you clip?
2010s were an exciting time to be a Vocaloid fan for a number of reasons. To start, 2010 saw the rise of 3 new producers who would go on to define a whole new era. Leading the charge was Wawaka, who had already made the rounds in 2009 with Ura Omate Lovers, but on February 14th, 2010, Wawaka became legend with Rolling Girl.
Peak song right here.
Not only was his music absolutely fire, he also included topics about bullying and depression in his lyrics, which resonated with his listeners. In July, Deco Nina blew up with Mosaic Roll, which featured the brand new Vocaloid Gumi. Deco was...
There's my goat! That's my goat right there, Gumi! Literally got me into Vocaloid with her song Copycat, basic ass, and I found it through a Sans video, but yeah.
Also pretty well known by this point with songs like Ai Kotoba, but Mosaic Roll showed the world that voice banks outside the Krypton 6 could be popular too. Similarly to Wawaka, his songs had a band-like quality, making use of electric guitars with distortion, which was rare at this point. And in August, Metroshika was released by a producer by the name of Hachi, but you might know him better as Kenshi Yonezu. Metroshika blew up with his unique visuals, chaotic lyrics, and alt-rock sound, leading it to be heavily covered on Nico Nico by Utaites. Basically the answer to the question, what would your favorite Vocaloid song sound like if it was sung by a real person? These 3 producers hit the Vocaloid community in 2010 like crack in the 80s. Not only did they get a lot of views,
The 80s were a tough time for us all. So much crack.
they set trends you'll see again and again moving forward, like professional music videos, wider variety in genres, and the use of new Vocaloids. To top it all off, Miku had her first solo concert in history on 2010 March 9th, Miku Day. Because 39 could be read like
Miku.
in Japanese. She'd made smaller appearances at music festivals before, but this was Miku's first standalone concert that used projection technology, bringing the diva to life on stage with a
And then they took away the projections for an LG TV. I'm still not forgiving them for that.
live band. This was obviously a massive deal. Watching the recording of this concert is magical and honestly never fails to make me a little emotional because there's one thing that sets this concert apart from the others that would follow, and that's the
Very
fact that
big.
the producers of the songs were actually invited on stage to play alongside the Vocaloids. Imagine how that must have felt like. Songs they probably made in their bedrooms were now being played to a live audience of thousands of people.
That's super cool. Like, I love the Krypton and how they handled Miku and all her fans.
Culturally in Japan, Miku was spreading too. She was now appearing on TV commercials and partnering with massive brands like Toyota and Family.
We can't forget Fortnite a few years later. I remember that Toyota ad. I saw it years after it came out, but peak ad. We need more ads like that.
Mart, while appearing in Google Chrome ads alongside celebrities like Lady Gaga and Justin Bieber. The Golden Age also gave us one of the funniest commercials of all time.
Once your pizza's delivered, have some fun with Miku.
That man looks so much like a pervert right there.
2010 also saw the release of Project Diva, the first Vocaloid rhythm game put into arcades, increasing Miku's exposure to the general public. Miku was becoming inescapable, appearing on TV, video games, and in real life alike. It truly felt like Vocaloid was experiencing a golden age. On the music side, OG producers were going strong while newcomers made the scene feel fresh. Weekly Vocaloid rankings were competitive, and there was always a new hit song to look forward to. Worlds End Dancehall from Wawaka is still one of the most popular duets to this day. Tell Your World by KZ was featured in the Google Chrome
Love
ad,
this song.
and Sasakure P collabed with Deco to make Sankyu for Miku's 5th birthday. Besides the three pillars, the most notable producers to come out of this era were Pinocchio P with his unique tuning of Miku and fast lyrics, and Giga with his high-energy techno-pop songs. Cosmo made the intense voice of Hatsune Miku, which became an instant classic, while Lamas P released one of
Peak!
the most popular memes
I'm gonna get called a LARPer in the comments, I swear.
songs in Japan of all time. Fukireta featuring Teto, which was covered by hundreds of utaites on Nico Nico. This era also saw the release of new Vocaloid voice banks such as Gumi and Iya, popularized by producers like Kemu and Orange Star with 6 Trillion Years and a One Night Story and Night Sky Patrol of Tomorrow, both viral songs. Circus P became the first Western producer to gain popularity in Japan, with his song Insanity in 2011, cementing Miku's
Circus P. I love them so much.
overseas popularity, while in the same year, Jen debuted with a series of songs with interconnected stories called the Kagero Project, which would eventually be adapted into a VN, manga, and even an anime in 2014.
Huh.
Of course, these
I'll have to check that one out, definitely.
weren't the only ones. 40-meter piece Karakuri Piero, Rare Lily's Brain Fluid Explosion Girl, Wonderful Opportunities Remote Control,
Sass, you did not make it all. I know you did not make all this.
Hachioji P's Weekender Girl, Maritu's Brain Revolution Girl, and Neru's Lost Ones Weeping are all classics to this day. I could go on, but my personal favorite, Michi M, also debuted in this era with Freely Tomorrow, proving to be one of the most talented new producers with his ability to make Miku sing like a real person. As for songs that went viral, Kikuo made one of the most iconic songs to come out of the 21st century. 7 letters, 1 word. Aishite, Aishite, Aishite. And Kurousa made one of the most popular Vocaloid songs of all time, Senbon Zakura.
This song right here. Fun fact, I'm sure he's going to tell you in a minute, but fun fact about this song, This song actually helped Japan after a tsunami. It was one of the songs to help bring up their spirits and all that.
The stage had been set for 2011, July 2nd. Mikunopolis. Miku singing in Mikunopolis to a sold-out crowd in the world's entertainment capital of Los Angeles cemented Miku as a
Angeles?
global pop icon. This concert was legendary for so many reasons. Not only was the setlist absolutely insane, but it was the first time Miku performed in America. If you were here, you weren't just hearing Miku sing, you were part of history, and I don't think there will ever be a concert like it. By the end of 2012, Miku's internet popularity was reaching new heights when Miku Miku ni Shite Ageru became the first Vocaloid song to reach 10 million views on Nico Nico, a monumental accomplishment at the time, becoming the first song to be inducted into the Hall of Myths, the highest honor a Vocaloid song could achieve. The Miku century felt truly unstoppable. But of course, no good thing can last forever, and like everything else, the golden age eventually had to come to a stop. You see, after the absolute peak of the early to mid 2010s, Vocaloid no longer felt like the hot new thing. In the years to follow, multiple factors would contribute to the fizzling popularity of the former internet sensation. Thankfully not going out with a bang, but a long drawn-out period of indifference in the era called the Miku-pocalypse. First of all, pillars of the community were leaving to pursue professional careers in music. The first big name to go was Wawaka, who stepped away from the Vocaloid scene after completing his album in 2011 to form the band Hitori. Ryo would go too in 2012 when he released his final Vocaloid song, Odds and Ends, before transitioning into producing music with human vocals under the name Supercell, having already made the massively popular ending song of Bakemonogatari in 2009. Hachi also stepped away from Vocaloid after releasing Donut Hole in 2013 to focus on his music career as Kenshi Yonezu, who I'm sure needs no introduction. Even Deco, famous for his work ethic and producing bangers at a consistent rate, only released 2 songs in 2015, compared to the 8 in the year prior. For a while, it seemed like our GOAT was washed. The release of Vocaloid V4 at the end of 2014 also dealt a massive blow to community morale when the new engine lacked support for less popular voice banks. This meant smaller producers who'd built their entire discographies around niche Vocaloids were pretty much
Miku was washed.
screwed over, leading many to quit. It certainly didn't help that the rising popularity of YouTube in Japan was leading traffic away from Nico Nico, the home turf of Vocaloid culture. But most of all, people were simply losing interest. Vocaloid had lost its novelty and the internet moved on to other interests, leaving only a small group of dedicated fans to keep the community alive. It wasn't all bad though. This era did see the rise of some much needed fresh faces, most notably Nayuda Alien with Alien Alien, Kairi Kiber with Alkali Underachiever, and Inaba Kumori, who primarily used the voice bank Kai Yuki and made Lost Umbrella. Put them in your notes cause they'll come up later.
Okay, I would say I'll get a notepad, but I don't have any around me. Also, I'm gonna be that as I have not heard of any of them. Definitely gotta check them out though. If y'all have any recommendations for them, like music-wise, put them down in the comments below and I'll react to them on stream.
Chikuo and Pinocchio P alongside Deco eventually became the new big 3 of this era, while Maretu and Orange Star kept going strong throughout the mid-2010s, even releasing some huge hits like
Peak. That song is very much peak.
Mindbrand and Daybreak Frontline. The music of this era was marked by experimentation and expanding boundaries. Songs with edgier and more mature themes became popular. More and more, producers were going outside of Miku's sweet idol persona to embrace darker visuals.
Welcome to the mindfuck!
While producers like Utsu P explored new genres such as metal with his song Hyper Reality Show, Nayuda Alien made songs about aliens. Ironically,
Hell yeah.
Vocaloid became more popular in the West during this era too.
Hatsune Miku.
I guarantee he had no idea what the was about to happen.
There were new Western producers like Ghost and Creep P, and even mainstream musicians like Porter Robinson used Vocaloid in his music. Crusher P made Echo and
Crusher P. I love them. That song right there defined my whole fucking childhood.
2014, which is still the most viewed English Vocaloid song to this day.
turns on
Anna
TV,
Managuchi
I'm
released
laughing.
Miku, which quickly became a staple intro song in many concerts. Speaking of celebrities, massive J-pop artists today like Eve, Nabuna from Yorushika, and Ayase from YOASOBI all got their starts as indie Vocaloid producers during this era. 2015 also marked the beginning of a classic song being inducted into the Hall of Myth every year,
Oh, what?
starting with Melt, then Senbon Zakura,
peak.
Metroshika, Mosaic Roll, and World's End Dance Hall. It's also worth noting that Miku Expo had a very successful tour across North America in 2016, introducing the Song Contest, which gave amateur producers a chance to have their songs featured in the concerts.
Oh, that's actually really cool.
Circus P won in 2016 with 10,000 stars, becoming a big moment for Western producers. Magical Mirai, Miku's flagship concert in Japan, was also held every year throughout this era with a lot of success. In retrospect, maybe this era of Vocaloid wasn't as bad as people made it out to be, but in comparison to the golden age, it was hard not to feel like Vocaloid was a shell of its former self, slowly bleeding relevance, going back to a niche genre only few dedicated fans enjoy. All of these sentiments came to a head when Hachi returned to Miku one last time in the 2017 song Sand Planet.
Oh,
The song had a fully animated music video where Hachi depicts the Vocaloid community as a barren desert, and a group of masked survivors with instruments on their backs are following Miku to an unknown destination. The lyrics makes multiple references to iconic Vocaloid songs like Melt, Mosaic Roll, and World's End Dance Hall, while Miku calls out for survivors to come out to make sure they don't leave behind any regrets. I think Sand Planet is a poignant reflection of the state of the Vocaloid community in 2017,
Oh, definitely.
though it did land Hachi in some drama with other producers, most notably Kurage P, who felt offended that one of the most influential Vocaloid producers of all time would depict the scene as a barren wasteland, especially when there were still passionate producers making music. But I don't think Hachi ever meant for his song to be a funeral, but rather a call to action. Hachi wanted fans and producers to hear his song and come out to prove him wrong, to prove that Vocaloid was still alive and well. And miraculously, they did.
hell yeah.
As if to answer the call, several things would happen at the height of the Miku-pocalypse that put Miku back on the grid. Starting in 2016, when Deco Nina made a comeback to the Vocaloid scene with Ghost Rule. This song blew up,
And it blew up in my heart. I love this song with a passion.
but more importantly, showed us a brand new version of Deco we'd never heard before. Our GOAT was back. In the same year, Ryo made The Name of Sin using Miku for the first time in 4 years, and in 2017, Wawaka returned to give his final gift to the Vocaloid community,
Oh, hell yeah.
Unknown Mother Goose, before his tragic passing in 2019.
Damn.
Thank you, Wawaka. Your song saved and inspired thousands.
Oh yeah.
The return of Vocaloid's four most influential producers would eventually trigger its revitalization, but the renaissance didn't truly begin until 2020, with the launch of Project Sekai.
We're not going to talk about how many hours I've put into that game. It is a concerning amount. Like, I played so much of it in high school. It was a problem, like, severely bad.
A mobile rhythm gacha game and the spiritual successor of the Project Diva series. Though receptions on the actual game are mixed, its launch brought several OG producers out of retirement to write original songs for the game, bringing in new and old fans alike, breathing new life into the Vocaloid community with the power of gambling. But the renaissance had only just begun.
We're putting it all on black!
2020 and the pandemic saw a shift in popular culture in general. Anime was becoming more mainstream, and the meteoric rise of VTubers on YouTube introduced
Man, VTubers are so cringe.
to Taite culture to a whole new audience. Hololife's cover of Fukireta having almost 50 million views alone. The fall off of Nico Nico and the shift to YouTube was starting to show its merits too. The sheer size of YouTube allowed over 300 Vocaloid songs to reach the coveted 10 million views milestone compared to Nico Nico's 25, making it easier than ever for new artists to be discovered. On top of that, 2020 saw the rise of a new internet platform juggernaut, TikTok. In 2020,
I was banned on TikTok. Like, my parents had restrictions on my phone, so I couldn't even open up TikTok till like 2024.
a trend on TikTok pushed Goodbye Sangen by Chinozo featuring Flower to be the first Vocaloid song to reach 100 million views on a single platform, setting a new bar which had never been possible before, the Hall of Immortality. On the music side of things, Kairiki Bear and Inaba Kumori felt like they were reaching their full potential, with their most popular songs, Venom, which featured the new Vocaloid Flower, and Lag Train. This era saw its wave of newcomers too. Hiragi Kirai, Shuro, and Kanaria all helped bring new fans into the community with songs like Love Ka, Bitter Choco Decoration, and King, being covered by tons of popular singers and VTubers. If you couldn't tell by now, the hot new Vocaloid of this era was Flower, and many producers jump-started their careers using her. Meanwhile, the OGs were back to releasing career-defining bangers like Goddish from Pinocchio P and Gimme Gimme by Hachioji P and Giga. And Deco. Following Ghost Rule in 2016, the GOAT went on a generational run that hasn't ended to this day. Ivana, Otome Dissection, Vampire, Salamander, and finally, Rabbit Hole in 2023 with...
We're not going to talk about how many times I've listened to that song. Earbuds on the bus just blasting this song.
Go absolutely viral. This mix of new and OG producers consistently releasing hit songs brought back that feeling of being a Vocaloid fan during the golden age. The feeling was only amplified by Project Voltage in 2023, a collaboration between Hatsune Miku and the biggest video game franchise in the world. Not only did
Fortnite... I'm joking. Please don't fucking execute me.
Bring your favorite producers together to make Pokemon-themed songs, it also started a massive art trend on Twitter, with artists drawing fan art of the different types of Mikus as well as imagining their own. This, coupled with the Brazilian Miku trend in 2024, helped Miku return to the public eye. 2024 was a great year for Miku. With the end of the lockdown, she returned to tour the world in Miku Expo 2024, which had some controversy due to the use of LED screens.
I hate those TVs
instead of holograms, but the sold-out tickets were physical proof that Vocaloid was back. The winner of this Expo's song contest was Magical Cure Love Shot by Sawtone, which felt like a blast to the past of classic Vocaloid Denpa songs and gave us Miku Miku Beam. 2024 was also the year of viral songs. In April, Crusher P entered the Hall of Immortality when
Like they should.
Echo hit 100 million views. In July, Shinamota's Young Girl A became the third immortal song, having gone viral on TikTok a year prior. May he rest in peace. In
yeah.
November, Kikuo's Aishite 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 became the first Miku song to hit 100 million views. And just a day later, Yukopi's Kyofu All Black, which had become a massive meme, also entered the Hall of Immortality.
I'm gonna be so dead ass this song annoys the piss out of me.
Finally, April 27th.
If I remember correctly.
Mesmerizer.
Oh, the ad before the storm.
Written by Satsuki and animated by Channel Castation, the song features Miku and Teto with her new immaculate synth-free vocals and blew up in ways we'd never seen before. Mesmerizer hit 100 million views in just 7 months, becoming the fastest growing Vocaloid song in history. A character made
And so many Vocaloid fans hate that song.
as an April Fool's joke was now in the Vocaloid Hall of Immortality, a feat only 5 other songs have ever achieved. It can't be understated how much Teto's boom contributed to the revitalization of Vocaloid. Tetori's Override and Hitomania all came out within the last 2 years and are sitting at over 50 million views each. And recently, smaller producers like Jamie P have been making some awesome works.
Oh, yeah.
It really feels
If y'all want some peak artist who makes a lot of Teto songs, but also some other Vocaloids songs, y'all gotta check out Monochrome Menace. She is so peak.
feels like the era of Teto is here. I think it's also a really cool coincidence that every entry in the Hall of Immortality features a different Vocaloid, sort of representing the different voice banks that became popular during each era. But throughout the years, Miku has always stayed number 1. So yeah, it wasn't until pretty recently that Miku entered her renaissance. Now she's being added to Fortnite, appearing
I've spent so much money on Miku and Fortnite, like I literally bought everything, even the snow stuff.
at Coachella and selling out concerts with no signs of stopping. In 2025, there's been a Miku movie released in theaters, and of course, Deco dropped
I gotta watch the movie and also the song Speak.
another banger. It really feels like we're experiencing a second golden age of Miku, and I really hope it doesn't slow down anytime soon. The songs I mentioned in this video are obviously just the ones I believed had the most cultural impact on Vocaloid. It would be impossible to list every good song in a single video, and I still left out a lot of popular songs, so if there's any songs you think should have made the list, please leave it down below. I'd love it if the comment section for this video could be a place where people can discover new music.
Totally
You might
after
have noticed I didn't spend
after stream, I'm not opening up this comment section.
too much time speaking about any one producer in particular, and that's because Vocaloid has and always will be a fandom driven by the community. Through all of its ups and downs, it's always been the community leading the charge, the producers, artists, and fans keeping the culture alive with their love and passion, always finding new ways of evolving and reinventing itself. And I think that's what's so special about Miku and Vocaloid as a whole. It's a community that anyone can contribute to, where artists without any professional background or training are given a chance to make a name for themselves. Miku has given voice to countless artists whose passion and creativity would have otherwise gone unsung. So to end this video, there's only one thing left for me to say.
Oh, what?
Thank you.
Song Q. Hell yeah.
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Big thank you to Vocastats, whose videos I referenced a lot as I was doing research for this. I honestly don't know if it would have been possible without the work they've put in. I linked their channel in the description, so please go check them out if you want to discover even more Vocaloid music.
Oh yeah. Go check them out and go check out Corbro for making this beautiful video. I loved every minute of this. If you want to see me live, go check out my Twitch and join the Discord in my link down below to get notifications whenever I post or go live. Bye everyone.